Good morning, students. Today's topic in mathematics is the perimeter of plane figures. So concentrate yourself. This is very important topic as far as your maths paper is concerned in O levels. The points and concepts which you must learn and understand about this topic are: the perimeter of a closed plane figure is the total length of its boundary. To find the perimeter of a figure, add all the lengths of its sides. So the simple concept of finding the perimeter of a plane figure is sum of all outer boundaries. So sum all the outer boundaries, that will be equal to the perimeter of the plane figure. For example, this is a plane figure. If the perimeter of this figure is required, then add all the outer boundaries. For example, 6 centimeter plus 7 centimeter plus 3 centimeter plus 8 centimeter plus 10 centimeter plus 5 centimeter. So sum all the outer boundaries, that will be equal to the perimeter. Like this, the perimeter of the figure is sum of all outer boundaries. So we have sum all the outer boundaries, that is equal to 39 centimeter, which is the perimeter of this plane figure. The important concepts for you people are: when calculating the perimeter of a figure, make sure that the lengths of all its sides are in the same units. So sometimes in the paper setter confuse you by putting the values into different units. So you are required to convert all the units into same. So this is the first step. So when calculating the perimeter of a figure, make sure that the lengths of all its sides are in the same units. Some units of the lengths are given below. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. And because in 1 meter there are 100 centimeters, so 1 kilometer will be equal to 100,000 centimeters. The table below gives the formulas to find the perimeter for some plane figures. So here are some very common figures which normally frequently come in the papers. So concentrate, because these are the figures which frequently come in the paper. So you have to learn the perimeter of these figures. First figure is rectangle. If this is L, that is length, and this is B, breadth, the perimeter for the rectangle formula is 2 into length plus breadth, where L is the length and B is the breadth. And this concept is going to be clear with the help of an example. For example, we are having a rectangle whose length is 9 centimeter and breadth 3 centimeter, and perimeter is required. So formula for the perimeter is 2 into L plus B. L is 9 and B is 3. So put values into the formula, solve it. That will be the answer of the perimeter of this figure. Here is another example. For example, we are having a rectangle whose perimeter is given. Length is given and breadth is the requirement. So we will put all these values into the formula. Perimeter is 22 and length is 8. So we will put the values into this formula. Look, 22 will be placed in place of perimeter and 8 in place of L. So first 2 will come to the left side. So 22 by 2 will be equal to 11. So 11 will be equal to 8 plus B. And then 8 will come to the left side. So 11 minus 8 will be equal to 3. That will be the value of breadth. So look now. So this designer of the book has solved it in somewhat difficult method. You put all the values into the formula and you will get the answer. Here is another figure, that is a square. Suppose each side of the square is represented by S. The perimeter's formula for the square is 4S or 4L. L stands for length of the square. This concept will be cleared by this example. Suppose we are having a square, each side is 5 centimeter and the perimeter is the requirement. Perimeter's formula is 4L. L is 5, so 4 into 5, solve it. That will be the perimeter, that is 20 centimeter. Here is another question. Suppose we are having a square whose perimeter 19.2 is given and each side is x, that is required. So we will put the values into the formula. Perimeter is equal to 4L, so 19.2 will be equal to 4x. 4 will come to the denominator of 19.2, solve it on the calculator, you will get the answer. Here is another figure, that is a triangle. So to find the perimeter of a triangle, there is no hard and fast rule, there is no formula. The simple method is just sum all the outer boundaries of the triangle, that will be the perimeter of the triangle. So for example, in this triangle we are having the sides of the triangle that are A, B, C. So just add all these sides, that will be equal to perimeter. And this concept will be cleared by this example. For example, we are having a triangle whose sides are 2, 4 and 5 centimeters. Perimeter is the requirement. We will sum all these three sides, that will be equal to the perimeter of this triangle. Next figure is a circle. Suppose this is the radius of the circle. Radius is actually the distance between the origin to the any one point of the circumference, and diameter is a line that passes through the origin and touches any 2 points of the circumference. So for example, this is the radius and this is the diameter. Remember one more important thing, diameter is always twice of the radius. So the circumference formula for the circle is pi d or 2 pi r. So this circumference is actually the perimeter of the circle. The perimeter of the circle is called the circumference. Pi can be given as 22 by 7 or 3.14. This concept will be cleared by this example. Suppose we are having a circle whose radius is given. Take pi is equal to 22 by 7. Circumference is equal to 2 pi r. 2 will remain as it is. Pi's value is 22 by 7 and r's value is given, that is 7. So we will put 7 in place of r, solve it on the calculator, you will get the answer. That will be the perimeter of the circle. Suppose we are having another question of the circle. Circumference is given. Take pi is equal to 3.14. Requirement is find the radius of the circle. So we will put the values into the formula. We know circumference is equal to 2 pi r. So circumference is equal to 2 pi r. So circumference value is given 157 and 2 pi r will remain as it is. Now 2 will remain as it is. Pi's value is given, that is 3.14, and r is actually the requirement. So putting all values into the formula. From here r will remain here. Shift all the values to the right side. Solve it on the calculator. You will get the answer. Here is another question. Find the perimeter of the figure, and this is the figure. So some values are given. This side is missing and this side is missing, but we can find these sides by, actually this total length is 11 and this length is 3. So 11 minus 3 will be equal to 8 centimeters. So actually this length will be equal to 8 centimeter. Likewise, if this is 3, so this length will be equal to 8 centimeter because this is the total length 11. Okay, now we are having all the values. Actually, this 6 centimeter will be equal to this 6 centimeter as well. Okay, now all values are given, so add them. Sum of the all outer boundaries will be equal to the perimeter. That is 3 plus 2 plus 8, because this is 8. This is 6 plus 6 plus 3 plus 2 plus 8 plus 6. So sum of all outer boundaries will make the perimeter of the figure. Here is the solution. Here is another question. The length of the rectangle is 8 centimeter longer than its breadth. If the perimeter of the rectangle is 52 centimeter, find the breadth of the rectangle. So the perimeter's formula for the rectangle is, 2 into L plus B. So this is a statement question. So the length is 8 centimeter longer than breadth. So let the breadth of the rectangle be x. So if breadth is x, length is 8 centimeter longer. So length will be x plus 8 centimeter. So these are the two dimensions of the rectangle. Now we will put these dimensions into the formula. Perimeter of the rectangle is given, that is 52, and perimeter's formula is 2 into L plus B. So 2 into breadth is x and length is x plus 8. So we have put these values into the formula. From here, solve it. You will get the answer of x. Okay, now this x is actually the breadth of the rectangle. So find the breadth of the rectangle. Only breadth was the requirement. So x is equal to 9 centimeter is the breadth of the rectangle. Here is an important question. In the diagram, PQ is equal to 9, PR is equal to 12. Sorry, RS is equal to 12. That is this one, and PR 21, and this is 21. Find the area of the triangle PQR. So the formula for the area of the triangle is 1 by 2 into base into height. Height is always the perpendicular height. So this is the base of the triangle, that is 9, and height is 12. So we will put the values 9 and 12 into the formula. So a formula for the triangle, you will put the formula for the triangle first, that is 1 by 2 into base into height. Base is 9, height is 12. So 1 by 2 into 9 into 12, solve it on the calculator, you will get the answer. Unit will be centimeter square. Second requirement is the perpendicular distance from Q to PR. From Q to PR. Look now. So if we draw a perpendicular from Q to PR, then this will become the base. So again we will put the formula of the area of the triangle. That will be, area of the triangle will be equal to 1 by 2 into base into height. So this will be base now, 21, and this is the requirement, that is the perpendicular distance from Q to R. So look now, area of the triangle is, actually we have find out in A part, that is 54. So 1 by 2 into PR, that is base, and multiplied by perpendicular height. This is the perpendicular height. So solve it from here. PR's value is 21, that is given, and H will be solved out from the equation. So this is the answer. Look here, and other question is here. Find the radius of the circle with a circumference measuring 47.1. Okay, if the circumference of this circle is given, so circumference is given, that is 47.1, but the formula for the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. So 2 will remain as it is. Pi's value is given, that is 22 by 7, and requirement is r. So r will remain as it is. From here we will find the value of r. All other values other than the r will go to the denominator of 47.1. Solve it. That will be the answer of the question, A part. B part is a bicycle wheel has diameter 35 centimeter. Find the number of the revolutions made by the wheel per minute when the wheel is traveling at 6.6 kilometer per hour. Okay, the wheel is traveling at this speed, 6.6 kilometer per hour. Diameter of the wheel is given in centimeters, so we will make the units same. This will be the requirement, and then the number of the revolutions made by wheel in per minute is required. This is r, this is minute. So these are some things which we have to be care about. So look now, the distance traveled in one revolution is same as the circumference of the wheel. So the diameter of the wheel that was given in the question, that is 35 centimeter. First we will convert this centimeter into meters by dividing this value by 100. So 35 over 100 will make 0.35, because in 1 meter there are 100 centimeters. Okay, now we are going to find the circumference of the wheel. Formula is pi d. and d is given, that is 0.35. So put the values into this formula, solve it. This is the circumference of the wheel. Now the speed of the wheel was given, that was 6.6 kilometer per hour, and in 1 hour there are 60 minutes. So distance traveled in 60 minutes is equal to 6.6 kilometer. We will convert kilometer into meters by multiplying this value with 1000. So look, now this is the distance in meters that is covered in 60 minutes. Now we are going to find the distance traveled in 1 minute, because 1 minute was the requirement. So distance traveled in 1 minute, this 60 will go to the denominator of the right side. So solve it on the calculator now. This is actually the distance that is traveled by the wheel in 1 minute. So the requirement is now the number of the revolutions. So distance traveled over circumference. So this value will be put in numerator, and this circumference will be put in denominator. Solve it, and this will be the number of the revolutions that the wheel made in 1 minute. Here are two questions. The perimeter of the figure is given, that is 50 centimeter, and sides are given in unknown variables. So the unknown variables are required. Likewise, in the second part also, perimeter is given and some unknown values are given on the sides. So unknown variable is required. So this is a rectangle, and rectangle's perimeter is, formula is, perimeter is equal to 2 into length plus width. Perimeter is given, that is 50, and 2 will remain as it is. Length is given 2x plus 3, and width is x minus 2. So we have put the values into the formula. Now going to solve. 2 will come to the left hand side. It will be now 25. And on the right side, 2x plus x will be 3x, and 3 minus 2 will be plus 1. From here, 1 will be shifted to left hand side, 24. On the right hand side, we have now 3x, and x will be equal to 8. Likewise, in the second part, we will find the perimeter by adding all the outer boundaries, that is 2x plus 1 plus 3x minus 2 plus 4x plus 3. So this is the perimeter of the triangle. This should be equal to 47. And from here you will solve it. 2x plus 3x 5x plus 4 9x plus 1 minus 2 minus 1 plus 2 will be equal to 47. So solve it further, you will get the answer of x. So in this question, the statement is perimeter of each square is the requirement. So we will find only perimeter, because this lecture is only for perimeters. So square is given. In square, all sides are equal and each angle is of 90 degree. So the formula for the perimeter of the square is 4L, and L stand for the length of any one of the sides. So we will put 6 in place of L. Answer will be 24. All measurements are given in centimeters, so centimeter will be the answer. These parts are same. You will put the values, any one of the value, that is 8.5, into the formula. Like this question is also same. This will be given in terms of x, so you will put 2x in place of L. The rest of the method is same. The statement of the question is find the area and perimeter. So we will find only perimeter, because this lecture is only of perimeter of the rectangle. All measurements are given in the centimeters. So perimeter for the rectangle formula is 2 into length plus width. So 20 is the length and 15 is the width. So we will put the values into the formula. Length is 20 and width is 15. So 15 plus 20, 35. 35 twos are 70. And unit will be centimeters. These two parts are same, only values are different. You will put the values of the length and width into the formula and you will get the answer. The statement of the question is find the area and the circumference of each circle. We will find only the circumference because this lecture is of perimeters only. So for example, we are going to solve this part. The perimeter of the circle is formula is 2 pi r. Now you will put the values into the formula. Pi's value is given, that is 22/7. And r's value is given, that is 3.5. Solve it on the calculator, you will get the answer. Unit will be in centimeters. These two parts are same. Just put the values into the same formula, that is 2 pi r, and you will get the answer.